Yo, what's up guys? The Insane Game Freak here to bring you Pokemon Best Wishes episode 74 review. Let me move the TV. Because for people who know, I have the tendency to hit this bitch and I'm not in the mood to hit it again tonight. Especially because of a lot of things. But that's besides the point. Anyways, let's get into it. So this to me was such a step up from last week. Well, was it? It's not really last week, but in a sense, last week. Because the battles were a lot shorter, but they were a lot like short and sweet. We got like a whole bunch of short and sweet matches instead of this fucking bunch of bullshit. Also, the shit with Belle. Belle wasn't annoying at all. I was kind of shocked that they didn't have her playing around with the jokes as much. I think in the entire episode, she only had like one muscle joke. And the banner between her and Langley wasn't even that much of a banner because essentially what it was, Langley trying to be cocky, Belle cutting her off, and then them having like this rival exchange. Like she got a lot more serious during the Langley fight, and that past that, like even when she was talking to fucking Kenyon, it was just like, you think you could throw off Embor's momentum? And I'm like, you cocky bitch. As I said, essentially, if I remember right, oh yeah, and the fling shit. I should mention that. That completely caught me off guard because it actually took me a minute to recognize that was the move that she was using because I was just like, fling? What? And it was like, but yeah, that's the move that the Embor is using is fling. So it's essentially, it's flamethrower, hammer arm, fling, and arm thrust. So that's kind of shocking. I wasn't expecting fling to be a move. And if I remember right, fling is a dart type technique. And I also like how you kind of robbed Shooty. Because not only does she throw the Stone Edge back at him, but she like grabs the nigga's pillars and beats him with it. And I was like, no, son. That was a cool thing to me. She took the nigga's pillars and beat him with it. How do you... That's like getting away with murder, nigga. You can't just be like... I don't know. Maybe it's just me. That's... The equivalent to that in anime is like taking Zoro's swords from One Piece and raping him with it. It's just, that shit was ridiculous to me. I rolled when I saw that. Also, the Kenyon Dent fight, and I was like, oh, because that means Kenyon doesn't get his revenge shot at Iris, which I didn't really mind. I guess it's because they didn't want the match to repeat itself. I guess they wanted a new match, but it didn't really matter because essentially Dent kind of got raped in his own match because Kenyon was like beating the shit out of him. Like it killed it. And this is by far one of the most ridiculous scenes when they like clash between Bite and Karate Chop, and Dent is about to go into his tasting time mode, and Kenyon cuts him off and then pushes the Karate Chop, and that nigga just, I was like, no. It's like an old shit moment because I wasn't expecting Kenyon of all people, to be the dude who breaks the whole, it's tasting time. That's the first time he's been interrupted in the middle of that. And it was an ass whooping. But as I said, short and sweet. It wasn't an ass whooping that dragged on too long. Actually, the same thing could be said about Iris' match against Masaomi, which I kind of feel like is overkill, just because Thor didn't even get hurt. Like, the nigga tried to hit it with Drill Run. Whereas, as the anime fans who watch Gurren Lagann would say, Giga Drill Breaker! And the nigga, Thor just caught it and threw his ass. I was like, wow. And then the whole super power where he like breaks the ground and he brings that nigga up and then Seismic tosses him, which I expected because they showed that scene the night before that match had came up. So I was like, that's probably how it's gonna go. In terms of the fight with Embor and Langley, on top, besides like the fight itself was actually pretty solid. I wasn't like really amazed, but I wasn't really ticked off either. You know the thing that doesn't make sense though? They clashed with hammer arm and guillotine. Belle should have lost. Maybe it's because they clashed and I guess that's the justification for it, but logically, Belle should have lost right there. But guillotine has never really been taken as seriously in the anime as it has in the games. I believe in the Ash fight. Wow. The fight, I forget about the main character's fight. The Ash fight, was actually pretty solid. I enjoyed it. I see the gimmick here is that apparently Zugaru was not going to land any of those fucking focus blasts, which I find it weird that they're trying to have him master it when it's just a natural thing about the move that it just has low accuracy. Maybe that's just because it has low accuracy, in the anime it has room to be mastered, which is cool in its own right. You still can't hit Panpour with it, but I like how they mentioned the fact that Panpour is like a part of the siblings with the other two guys, with the Semi-Sage and the Semi-Seer. That she's like the sister of those two, which I found hilarious because none of them really look related except for like the Semi-Sage dude. But Ash wrecks that bitch. It was funny. Nigga high jump kicked him in the chest and bitch didn't get up. Pepperwood looks like he's high. I'm sorry. That's just me. I'm the one who noticed that. The nigga looks like he's high. Honestly, I like the matches. I really don't have too much to say. It kind of fell into the line of short and sweet. And the matches came up exactly as I thought it would. Bell versus Kenyon and Masaomi versus Ash. And in the preview, once again, they do spoil it because you have Thor and Sock fighting each other. Meaning that Kenyon beats Bell and Ash and Masaomi beats Ash. Which is kind of sad. Something tells me that Bell's downfall will probably be the fact that she's a little overconfident because she just went through 2 matches on inboard and wrecked niggas. Something tells me that's what's going to be. And Scraggy, Scraggy's just going to get fucked up. That's really all it really boils down to. I see there's going to be like a funny comedy scene where like Scraggy's going to use like Lear. And Ash is going to like try to re-empower the Lear through some bullshit. And Masaomi's just going to be like, shut the f... Masaomi's just like, really? Like, and then you see Thor do the whole kind of thing. I'm hoping the Bell Dengeki fight is actually pretty cool. I mean, from the preview, all I saw was that Dengeki gets like a cheap-ass karate chop into the inboard side, and it's like, god damn it. So I hope she doesn't spaz out again, but it will be fun to watch. As I said, I like these tournament fights, and as I said, I hope there's one more. But as I said, also, I'm not going to mention my hopes for the next one until we get essentially to the end of this episode. The next episode, like episode 75, whenever that gets subbed, the review for that, I'll kind of go over that one, and that video will probably be longer. But that's essentially all I have to say. I mean, as I like to say, thank you guys for liking these videos because of all the bullshit that come with making these videos and using those thumbnails. Thank you guys for liking and commenting and favoriting and all that good positive shit. And thank you guys. Oh, and I want to thank a person. I want to shout out Source. I believe it's Source Son Kraken or Source X Kraken. I'm probably mispronouncing it, and I apologize. Because the dude like messaged me, I believe, was it last night or the night before, telling me that I actually been noticing like some of you guys have been going back on like the older videos, and he's especially, since the dude speaks Spanish, has been going back and kind of like fighting for my honor. And then sounds gay, but it's like fighting for my honor in a sense. And I kind of like I love people and I respect people to do that because I don't ask you guys to go back and fight them niggas because most of them are just like little kids who are mad about not seeing an episode, even though it comes on Cartoon Network like every damn Saturday. Even though I think they took a break or something, I'm not 100% sure. But you know, you guys don't have to do that. You're not required to do that. I don't make you do any of those things. So I like to thank him personally for doing that, and anyone else who does that. But anyways, I figured I'd throw that in there. As again, thank you for all the support you give me on these reviews. It is greatly appreciated. And I do mean that sincerely. Sincerely? I sound like a redneck when I said that. Sincerely. But anyways, leave your thoughts and comments and video responses in the comment section below. What do you think about the battles? How you thinking about Bell switches and attitude? Are you prepared to handle the ass whooping that is the Ash versus Thor, the Ash versus Masaomi fight, or the kind of failed rematch of Bell versus Kenyon? And will they also, one last thing, they were getting ridiculous with the forgetting Kenyon's name bullshit. It got to the point where they weren't even saying anything remotely like mispronouncing it. They were saying like completely different names for Kenyon. It was just like, wow, y'all are dicks. Y'all Just call him, and here comes George. My name is Stefan. Even though everyone else calls him Stefan. That's the English dub anyway. But yeah. So that's about it. Life's a game. Let it win. And I'll catch you guys later. Gotta catch them all, Pokemon. And peace.